There always seems to be another excuse of why the market's so slow this month. And this month, my excuse isn't the weather, it's the war. Today we'll dive into the March 2026 year-over-year residential real estate stats in Belleville, Quinte West, and Prince Edward County to see exactly what's going on. Starting with Belleville, we're seeing a clear slowdown compared to March of years past. And spoiler alert, this is the same in Quinte West and Prince Edward County. There were just 47 sales in March compared to 61 last year, about a 26% decline, making it the slowest March sales volume-wise in the last 10 years in Belleville. Active listings, on the other hand, climbed from 256 last year to 276 this year, about a 7.5% increase in new listings, and you guessed it, the highest active listings we've seen in March in the last 10 years. Prices have also adjusted, with the median sale price coming in at $507,000 compared to about $565,000 last March. That's about 11% decline. Not to say that prices in Belleville have declined 11%, it's just that lower priced homes are making up the bulk of the transactions. New listings were up about 4% and months of inventory is hovering around 6 in Belleville. Buyers have more choice and definitely less urgency than we normally see heading into spring. Quinte West is following a very similar trend to Belleville. Sales for the month of March dropped to 51 compared to last year where we saw 63 sales happen. That's about a 21% decline. And same as Belleville, the lowest sales volume we've seen in the last 10 years. Active listings in March increased from 265 last year to 277 this year, about a 4.5% increase, and the highest number of active listings we've seen in March in a decade. Median price held relatively firm at $525,000 compared to $530,000 last year. What's interesting in Quinte West is new listings actually declined about 10% from last March, but months of inventory still is hovering around 5.5 months. So it's not a whack of new listings that's tilting the market in favor of the buyers. It's existing inventory that's remaining on the market and not selling. Prince Edward County is the market that continues to see the most pressure of the three. There were just 23 sales in the month of March compared to 26 last March, about a 12% decline, and just like Belleville and Quinte West, the lowest sales volume we've seen in a March in the last 10 years. Active listings in the county climbed to 395 compared to 358 last March, about a 10% increase in number of active listings, and the highest we've seen in 10 years. So in all three markets, we're seeing the lowest number of sales we've seen in March in 10 years, and the highest number of active listings we've seen in March in 10 years. Compared to the other two markets, median price saw the biggest shift this month in the county, coming in at $525,000 compared to $632 last March. Now keep in mind the sample size is very small, only 23 sales, but this is the lowest March median sale price we've seen since 2020, 6 years ago. New listings were up about 7%, with months of inventory sitting at 17 months. Prince Edward County remains heavily oversupplied with very little urgency on the buyer side. Across all three markets with uncertainty in the economy, we're seeing a very similar trend we saw in January and February of this year. Sales are down, inventory is up, and buyers are still taking their time. And while there's always something to point to, whether it's interest rates, affordability, seasonality, right now there's another layer of uncertainty with global tensions clearly impacting confidence and decision making. As uncertainty continues to loom over the real estate market, will new construction incentives bring buyers back into the market heading into the spring? Or will those same buyers continue to stay on the sidelines because of global conflicts and overall economic uncertainty? Only time will tell. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.